Finally, Qwen 3.8 is out, and we hear a lot of hype the last days, but is it real as so great improvement, or is it just marketing? Let's take a look. We have here a lot of improvements. The architecture has changed from the traditional dense transformer to a hybrid layer stack. And we see a lot of improvements in the agentic tasks. But let's see what we have. We have two models. The one is Qwen 3.8 Max, a very, very strong model, very capable. And it's making really noise and is very competitive to the other big models. But the interesting is the small model, the 27 billion that can run locally and can improve a lot our works on our home lab. Here we see the both models side by side. The 3.8 has 2.4 trillion parameters. It's very huge, and 95 are active. The model is cheap. If we take a look at how much we pay from other models, like from Anthropic's Fable or from OpenAI. So it's very, very competitive there, and has very good results. And we had an announcement that we get it open, and that this is the first time. I check it; it's not open until yet. I hope it will be done, but we will need very, very strong hardware to run it anyway. Maybe we get smaller compressed versions, but it's a very big move from Alibaba. And let's check the smaller model that is a lot more interesting for us because we run it very easy, and it has a very big context, can rise to 1 million. So think about Agentic and a lot of memory. And it's the Apache 2.0 license. And we're going to take a look deeper what this model can do. And here we see the first tests versus 3.6. It's an incredible improvement in the test Android world, CoreWork, improvements in every sector. And we see that the improvement is very big. It's not like the other versions of Qwen, and Qwen was a little behind when the time the new Gemma version came out, but now it's speeding up. Here we see that the model is very, very smarter on agentic tasks, and that is proved by the OSWorld verified benchmark. What a benchmark is that? This is a benchmark that is real world and is very important for agents. So they give control, they give the model control over a VM, and it must complete normal tasks like moving files and from a file, an image to Office, and tasks like finding a specific flight on a travel website and finding the pricing data, format it into a new Excel so we can read it, or software manipulation like using GIMP to resize an image, or using specific filters and export it in a PNG, or just the web navigation of completing forms, etc. This is a test of 369 real world tasks. So it proves that Qwen has improved its performance on Agentic by 20.4 points. I already see these improvements with the agents that I use because I switched it to Qwen for testing. and they organize very fast, faster than before, and much better with less errors. Of course, we see big improvements and other benchmarks too. Important here, like the CoreWork benchmark that has 9 points improvement, so the model can do more complex tasks and not behave like a simple chat box and answering just a question, but it can handle complex tasks and switch to applications, recognizing an error and doing what must to do to go over it. So this tasks and this benchmark is exactly for that, for long horizon tasks. And finally, we have an improvement in coding, and there's almost 30 points, a very big improvement versus 3.6. I was waiting for it a long time so I can switch from Qwen code that a lot of people are using, and it was always it was fine-tuned for coding, and it was from a version before 3.6, and it still was one of the best solutions to run a local coding. I tested 3.6 versus it, and the older version with fine-tuned code was better. And now I'm testing the new version, the 3.8 versus it, with a lot improvement. I'm still testing it, and it's very, very possible that I make a detailed video about only that. And here we see the models side by side, the earlier version with the 3.8 that just came out. And we see the improvements, and most of you are wondering why. Because in the architecture, we don't have so much changes. So what is the mystery about it? So first of all, reinforcement learning from agentic feedback. The AI learns used tools, and it recognizes when it makes a mistake, backtrack and self-correct without a human interaction. And this is the point that makes a difference. The second point of improvement is the attention decay. The previous version would lose its goal. It was starting to give us the answer, working on an agentic tasks, and in step 40 or 50, it would forget the goal if it had complex tasks to achieve. The new model, the 3.8, is trained for long horizon tasks, so it can continue and remember what it must do to get the job done. And the third one, it got multimodal post-training, specifically designed for computer use agents. So they concentrated for that user case, and the model was trained with visual data, so it always maybe it designs a UI and it sees the UI by itself and sees the button there, click it, see the result, come back again if it changes something, so it can autocorrect. So the model intermediate see by itself its outputs that are generated and makes changes if needed before the task is completed. And this makes the model complete the tasks that we give to him a lot smarter, because it always looks the result of his actions and autocorrects or changes what he has to do. And the last one that is the reason that improved a lot in coding. It was trained for hundreds of hours in real data of GitHub to find solutions in code, running commands on terminal, so it understands software engineering a lot better. So to finish this, the engine is exactly the same like 3.6, but the training changed it significant. So we have a lot, much better model for agentic coding and a lot of improvements in co-working. In the next video that I currently editing, we're gonna see with hands-on what's all about. Let me know what is your experience until now with Qwen 3.8 and if you share this enthusiasm like me. Stay tuned and wait for the next video.